Hello everyone, welcome to Dr. Rajkumar Academy. Welcome to the session on 22nd 12 2022 guys. So let us quickly look into the issues. The first issue, Omicron variant linked to China. Spike sequenced in India in July. So BF.7 identified in 4 cases in Gujarat and Odisha in the subsequent months, but it was not linked to increased severity or infectiousness. Health Minister directs strengthening of virus surveillance, urges people to get vaccinated. See, guys, there are two important aspects here. 3 years, China closed the country, restricted movement, and ensured that the number of cases doesn't increase. But after 3 years, people started protesting everywhere, and government did not had a choice. So government told it is up to you people to move. Once people started moving, COVID increased. And as COVID increased, today China is in concern. Death rates are increasing. The way we had second wave, China today is having the second wave. But let me tell you, the health experts across the world, what is their main analysis? They say you cannot prevent COVID for long without making people's body immune to that. So initially there was a debate. So should we go for what we call as uh, lockdowns, or should we go for mass immunity? So lockdowns are fine. Why lockdowns were required? Because the government had to prepare beds. The government has to prepare infrastructure for people to go there and stay in case of hospitalization, because our hospital capacity was extremely low. But forever that is not possible. So what Indian government did, we opened up and we have ensured that vaccination is provided. But you look at China, only one dose is done for majority of the people, and most importantly they go with the local COVID vaccines only. A communist country which controls all the resources is not able to provide vaccination to all its people, and it is second largest developed economy in the world with $5 trillion in its Exim Bank, whereas India not only gave second doses to almost everyone, but also ensured that it is available freely to everyone. Until and unless someone specifically said I don't want to take second dose, government ensured it is provided to everyone. This is the difference between a democratic country which is worried about its people and a communist country which is worried about its power. We should really appreciate the government for at least the vaccination that they have provided, because population wise both are almost same. And the way our doctors, Anganwadi workers at every stage has worked, yes, these are certain aspects which you should always try to note and write, because any time when situations are being asked, as an IAS officer, you people must be able to represent our achievement in a stronger manner. It is not about the government who is in power, but it is about the entire system. and the system is made up of you people. So that's why it is very important for us to appreciate the work, but at the same time, we need to see whether the effectiveness of the vaccines are reducing, and should we go for booster doses, or at the same time, the new variants, when they come up, is our body really ready for that? So these are some of the aspects that we need to check. The need to make cancer drugs affordable. It's a very interesting article which gives us an insights about generic medicines. So let me explain this article in little bit detail, guys. Now, if you look at cancer treatment, right, it is one of the most infectious diseases, but it doesn't spread from one person to another person. But whoever develops it, the severity of death rates are more. Now, in India, 1.4 million people are actually affected with cancer. 1.4 million people. And it is very high cost of treatment. As you might have heard, very high cost of treatment. And yes, it is believed that the cost of treatment varies from 45,000 to 90,000 only for the tablets. And this you need to take throughout your life. That means you have very, very high cost of medication. In such high cost of medication, how can common people survive? So in India, 65% of the people who are infected with cancer are dying, mainly because of affordability. Along with this, you have the treatment of radiation and all, which is of very high cost. And this comes to the point why the medicine costs are very, very high. So there are two things, guys. One is evergreening of patent easily happens in this particular medicine. So what is evergreening? Let me say I found a medicine and the effectiveness of the medicine was 80%. Fine, that means if I give the medicine, there is 80% probability that the patient will survive. Now, on this medicine, they got a patent for approximately 20 years. Correct? After 20 years, they will again come up with similar medicine, but the standard of the medicine increases. So, when the standard of the medicine increases to 90%, effectiveness increases to 90%, and standard protocols increases, then this becomes a new medicine for which you need to give patent for another 20 years. See, if you keep on doing it, it is called as evergreening of the patent, and the cost continues to increase. So at this point of time, what is it that the government can do? Government can make it compulsory licensing. There is a term called compulsory licensing, guys. If government goes for compulsory licensing, every pharmaceutical company can manufacture this medicine even if there is patent. And there is no need to take permission from the patent company to manufacture the medicine. And they can claim this is because the cost of medicine is extremely high, so we have to do this. Right? You see here, compulsory licensing is in keeping with sections 84 and 92 of the Patents Act. The compulsory licensing override patent rights, enabling domestic companies to manufacture generic alternatives when prices of patented medicines are high. I want you to note this down, guys. Patents, you can write compulsory licensing under section 84 and 92 of Patents Act. Below this, CL override patent rights. CL override patent rights, enabling domestic companies to manufacture generic alternatives when prices of patented medicines are high. Then you have under section 100, under section 100, authorize any entity to use a patented invention, to use a patented invention without the authorization, without the authorization of the patent holder, without the authorization of the patent holder. So guys, these two are important. Yes, recently Taliban has told that women should not go to schools and colleges, girl child should not study at all. So the article is telling India must stop talking with Afghanistan because Afghanistan is purely going for repressive regime. We should be worried about what is happening in Afghanistan, and we should be careful with dealing, because once we all go closer to Afghanistan, right? Once if people are engaging with Taliban, then it is legitimizing their actions. That is the biggest issue we have. So other articles of these are not so important, guys. COVID continues. Delhi excise case. Court takes cognizance of charge sheet. Right, that is the cases are going on. Center withholding Bengal's Narega funds. Center state issues will be there. Jammu and Kashmir Ladakh to showcase cultural heritage on G20 meetings to be held in 2023. So as India wants to have one meeting in Jammu Kashmir where all the G20 countries would come, and when they all come and participate in Ladakh and Jammu Kashmir, it is an indication that they recognize that is part of India, which China and Pakistan has questioned, but still India wants to showcase so that it benefits tourism wise and also strategically. It's a good plan. Yeah. So guys, earlier under Article 370, Jammu Kashmir was treated separately from the rest of India. But now we have brought new laws to ensure that Jammu Kashmir is also same as any other state in India. So the special provisions are removed slowly in Jammu Kashmir. Supreme Court stands up for a retired sweeper's right to pension. So this is a very interesting case, guys. A guy in Tamil Nadu, sweeper cum sanitary worker, wanted his pension after putting 20 years of work, where he was getting 150 rupees a month. Now he's asking, I need pension to survive. So Supreme Court has ordered that the state has to pay him the pension. So this is extremely important judgments, guys, because in India, in some of the blue collared jobs, white collared jobs, pensions are given, but not for everyone. So there it is very important to ensure that poor people are given their rights. Yesterday we were talking about, why the central government has spent more money. Nirmala Sitharaman has replied that we have spent more money during recession, especially by giving PDS and all, and this has led to increased cost, is what she has argued. And India did not give the way other countries gave during recession. We went for targeted relief where, wherever the sectors required help, like micro, small and medium enterprises and all, India supported them. So that today we are not seeing any recession. These are all general arguments, guys. General arguments can't become questions for you. Maritime Anti-Piracy Bill passed in Rajya Sabha. See, guys, India is a signatory to United Nations Convention on Law of Sea. According to this unclause, right? According to this unclause, it is important for us to cooperate with other countries to remove piracy in the high seas. So this bill has been passed by India to ensure that high seas, that is beyond exclusive economic zone, we all will work together and ensure that pirates are completely removed. Who are these pirates? The pirates are the one who will come and capture the boats. Let us say Indian boat is coming. They will capture the boat and ask for money. So anti-piracy. So Indian Navy will go now. Indian Navy will go catch any pirates, bring them to India, put them behind bars. But for that, we should have a law first. So that law is being passed in the parliament. NGOs flouting FCRA rules will not be tolerated. So yes, Indian government has made Foreign Contribution Regulation Act, and according to that, foreign funds comes to NGOs, and these NGOs take the money and spend not only for the working, but some work against the government as well, and some cheat completely. So central government brought this FCRA rules and ensured that people are not misusing the funds coming from abroad. See, guys, external influence will always be there. There are some countries, there are some foundations which support riots and all. Now, money when they come from those foundations, and in India it may lead to lot of protests. So IB had actually given a report to the government that certain NGOs are working with international community to ensure that India's GDP reduces. So when such things are happening, we should be careful. And as recently, Rajiv Gandhi Foundation FCRA registration was cancelled because it violated FCRA rules. Now, Rajiv Gandhi Foundation is of Congress party, so they are worried about it. Only 30% reserved vacancies at IIT central universities filled in a year. Yes, there are SC ST quota, but the students are not in a position to get the posts because they are not getting the minimum requirement. And second thing, the number of applications are also very, very less. Yes, yes. So now, Bengal village basks in the glory of an ancient metal craft. Yes, there is a place by name Lal Bazar with a population less than 100. But in that village, they are making Dokra figurines. Like, the figures that are shown there, they're making these dolls, Dokra figurines, right? And it is centuries old one. There are two places in West Bengal which are famous for this. One is Bikna in Bankura and Daryapur in Bardhaman. In these two areas, we normally observe that the metal craft is being done. So in exam, they may ask you with respect to art and culture about Dokra. You see, you can write Dokra is an ancient tradition which is about 5,000 years old. Making it is a difficult process, and each figure takes about a month to make. For this, 7 to 8 varieties of clay are required. Full stop. All the raw materials are available closer to Chota Nagpur plateau, right? All the raw materials are available closer to Chota Nagpur plateau, which helps in which helps in making this craft. Is again you have this tribal things. I'm afraid, like, if they give so many tribes this year, they may ask match the following. You can make a note. Binjia community, Chhattisgarh. Kurmi community. Yes, US is sending precision bombs and Patriot missiles to Ukraine, guys. So what is US intention? US wants to ensure that, like, they will send some precision bombs which will go and hit at Russia. Russia normally goes in aircrafts and drop them, but Ukraine specifically hits Russia, because of which the impact on Russia is more compared to impact on Ukraine. So right from the beginning, Ukraine is able to fight with Russia because of US missile system itself. Sri Lanka has told that it is waiting for assurance from India and China so that it can get $2.9 billion loan from IMF. IMF is ready to give, but it has certain conditions. So Sri Lanka is talking to India, China, Japan, and many other countries. Yeah. So, guys, when we go for monetary tightening, that means, like, when we try to increase interest rates, growth is going to affect drastically. Till now, inflation was one of the biggest issue. So, central bank tried to increase interest rates. But with inflation reducing, they are planning to reduce interest rates today so that we have proper growth. And yesterday also the article was telling it's very important to promote domestic growth because externally everything is fragile. Fine. So these are some of the issues of the day, guys. Thank you.